All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. World Series game number 5. We got the Yankees taking on the Dodgers right now. Dodgers up 3-1 in this series. In today's video, I'm going to dive into this game. I'm going to give you my lean on the side. I'll give you my lean on the total. Got a few player prop spots that I'm liking in this game as well. But as always, guys, keep an eye on the pinned comment for all of my final plays. That is what I'm actually rolling with myself. If you do want to fade me, all of those plays will live for free. Yesterday, we go 3-1. We'll take a nice little cha-ching. The Yankees money line cashes, the first 5 money line cashes, even though after the first inning, didn't exactly look like it might. And then Juan Soto cashes for us late. Giancarlo Stanton did have a run scored. I think that was on the Volpe Grand Slam. But overall, that's all he had. So he only had 1 hits, run, or RBI. So 3-1 night. We will take it. In terms of what we're seeing here, this is an interesting spot. You have Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees, obviously a very good pitcher here in his own right, going up against Jack Flaherty, who I wouldn't say has had the best of playoff run. Now, I don't want to say he's had a bad one. He looked good against the Mets. He kind of struggled against San Diego. Actually, he had one really good start against the Mets, right? And then one terrible start against the Mets. So that's kind of the point that I'm making here. He's been all over the place. 1 start so far in this series, and he went 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. So a decent game from him, but like I said, he's been super inconsistent throughout the playoffs. Going up against Garrett Cole, who has looked pretty damn good throughout the playoffs. Now, his strikeout numbers have not been there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but in the first game that he pitched in this series, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks. So very important to note that you have a pitcher that is obviously a Cy Young-esque pitcher, and he's been crushing it in the playoffs, going up against what I think is undoubtedly an inconsistent playoff pitcher as of right now. Now, I'm a big Jack Flaherty guy, but again, I think we can call a spade a spade. He has been super inconsistent. So in terms of a money line spot here, Yankees have a lot of momentum after last night. That offense clicked, and that offense clicking even without Aaron Judge totally getting into gear, right? So I think I'm going to lean towards the Yankees. Graphics is -150. You can get them at -144 right now over on FanDuel. In terms of a total, I've learned my lesson, after last night when I finally leaned towards an under. The Yankees put up an 11 spot. Do I think that it's going to be a 15 total game tonight? Not necessarily. I have way better pitchers on the mound, but I will say I'm going to lean towards the over. These offenses are just too good, and they can have so many innings where they drop like 3-4 runs. It's crazy. So I lean towards the over almost reluctantly here because I'd love this series to turn into the pitchers nutting up and taking 2 of the best, if not the best, offenses in baseball and saying, hey, you're not scoring a lot of runs. We just haven't, we did kind of see that in games number 2 and 3, right? I guess we just didn't really see it in game number 4. But give me the Yankees on the money line, maybe a first 5 play because I do like the matchup of Garrett Cole to Jack Flaherty. I think we have an advantage there. But I'll also lean towards the full game because, again, these offenses score in bunches, and I wouldn't want the Yankees to be down 3-2 after 5 innings, we lose that, and then all of a sudden they rattle off a 3-run 6th inning, something like that. So I'll lean Yankees both ways. I also don't mind the nerfy in Jack Flaherty's first game. So, it was this game number 1, the same exact matchup. Jack Flaherty's first game this series and Garrett Cole's first game this series, game number 1, we did cash the nerfy, and that game ultimately ended up hitting the over, but we didn't score runs for 4 innings. So I do like the spot for a nerfy here. Again, Jack Flaherty has been inconsistent, but I do trust 3 outs from him. Now it's tough to go through that 1, 2, 3 of the Yankees lineup, but hey, we'll see what we got there. It's tough to go through the Dodgers 1, 2, 3, but I do trust Garrett Cole. So give me the Yankees, both first 5 and full game, as well as the nerfy, and then the over. Now let's jump into some player props here. I'll be honest, I don't love the player props today, but one player prop I guess I could say that I love is going to be over in the NBA. LeBron James over on Underdog. They've knocked his points line down to 0.5. Go check it out. That link is in the pinned comment as well as the description. You also get up to $1,000 in a deposit bonus. So go check out Underdog, guys. A great player prop tool, a great player prop platform app over there. Go check it out. That link is in the pinned comment. But a couple player props that we're looking at here as we dive into the outlier screen. I also have a link for outlier in the pinned comment. I don't mind Garrett Cole here under 5.5 strikeouts. You can see 5 straight games he's hit the under, all 4 of his playoff starts, and he's pitching a decent amount of innings, 5, 7, 4, 6. This is not a very easy team to strike out either, right? Especially when we look at their bats against his pitches. The Wobas jump for most of them, and K rates drop for the fastball. The cutter, that is going, or excuse me, the curve, which is obviously his second pitch, is going to be his strikeout pitch. But then you go to the cutter, and that too also the Dodgers hit fairly well. So I don't think that, this is going to depend on if Gerrit Cole has a good game or not. I just don't know if he strikes out 6 guys. Moving on, we have Mookie Betts. He's been on fire in this series for sure. He's at the over hits, runs, and RBIs here at 1.5 in all 4 of his games. You even peel it back in the playoffs, he's gone off, right? This is the Mets series. You can even see the San Diego series here. Like, Mookie Betts has had a hell of a playoff run, and I like his matchup against Gerrit Cole. 9 plate appearances against, he's got a 444 average, a K rate only down at 11, and he has 4 hits off of him. Gerrit Cole's batting average against right-handed batters jumps as well, and you can see Mookie does struggle against most of the pitches. In fact, 2 of the top 4 and 2 of the top 2 in terms of his WOBA, but he has good track record against Gerrit Cole, and he's been crushing so far this postseason. So I can't help but not like that spot. And one thing that's really cool about Outlier, guys, is one, you get all the access to these tools, but you can also place bets right from it. So if I like this, the best odds over on DraftKings or MGM, you can click this, you can scan it on your phone, or you can continue in browser. It's literally going to place that right into your bet slip. You don't have to go digging for it or find it. So really, really cool tool. Let's move on here. Aaron Judge, this is another trending one. Under 1.5 bases. Look at him since, what was that, game number 4, I think, of the Cleveland series, and then throughout this series, he's just not been doing all that hot. He does, look good against right-handed batter. His stuff jumps, his batting average jumps, batting average balls in play. But one thing that I like to see is his ISO and his extra base hit percentage, even on the season when he had one of the best seasons of any baseball player out there, right? Those drop. So we're looking at 1.5 bases. I don't mind the spot here, but again, this is Aaron Judge. Though he's been so bad in the postseason, at some point I feel like he might come alive. So maybe we stick away from this, leave it as a lean for now. All right, another one, Giancarlo Stanton, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, our sole loss of yesterday, but this dude has been crushing in the postseason, and even yesterday, he did get on base, he did come around and score, and he worked a really good walk, so, I mean, he was seeing the ball, he hit the ball hard. I mean, like, this is a decent spot for him, 1, because of the trend, 2, because of Jack Flaherty against right-handed batters, and then Giancarlo against fastballs, against sliders, against curves, against, well, I guess changed, but we don't have to worry about 2.7, so those first 3 pitches from Jack Flaherty, he hits really well. The fastball here, low and outside, is where Jack Flaherty likes to throw it. Giancarlo Stanton here, low and outside is where he likes it as well. And in terms of how he's faced against Jack Flaherty in the past, I do think that we have something that looks good here. Oh, a nice little dinger, you know what I mean? So I think that this is a good spot. That was in game 1 for him. And then our last spot is going to be Freddie Freeman, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Enough said, right? Look at his home runs in the last 4 games. Just been absolutely going off in this series. But yeah, those player props are things that I'm considering. Make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment, like I tell you guys, to see what we ultimately roll with. We're being very conservative. We have NFL and NBA rolling right now. Shout out to our NBA sweep last night. Hey, that's enough. That's enough. No pumping and crowd noise. But anyways, we have NBA and NFL rolling. We don't want to blow everything that we worked for in this MLB season up like 45 units right now. So we went with like quarter unit plays last night, half unit plays for this playoffs. Like we're being very, very conservative. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment 8. Let me know that you made it this far, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.